Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home full body Pilates workout. Today is a wrist-friendly routine, meaning that as we sculpt our abs, arms, glutes, and thighs, we're not going to be straining our wrists. So if you've got weak, sore, or injured wrists, this workout is perfect for you. This workout is also great for those of you who may not have any joint issues, but who still want to get in a wonderful, low-impact workout that achieves amazing results. This routine does not include any equipment. However, if you wish to step up the intensity for some of the upper body work, please feel free to use a set of ankle weights or hand weights. This workout does include a warm-up and a cool-down. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into our warm-up. We're going to stand with our feet about shoulder distance apart, hands by the sides, chest is nice and open, and the chin is parallel with the floor. We'll begin with some shoulder rolls. So we're going to lift our shoulders up by our ears and then roll them down and back. So let's lift those shoulders up nice and high and then open through the chest and rotate those shoulders down and back. Let's add the breath, breathing in through the nose to lift and out through the mouth to lower the shoulders down and back. Nicely done. Breathing in and out. In through the nose and out through the mouth as you melt those shoulders down and back. Amazing. I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider, turn the toes out, and we're going to go into some squats here. We're keeping the torso upright as we lower, widening the knees and lift. Lower and lift. So again, keeping the torso upright, we're lowering that tailbone down to the floor, keeping the knees pushing outward, and then we're driving up through the heels, gently squeezing the thighs and the glutes as we do so. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to really connect with your core. So draw your navel in towards your spine. Good. We've got 3 and 2, building energy in the body. And last one, we're going to come down and hold. And then we're going to open arm twist to the right, keeping the hips facing forward. Open arm twist to the left, and then lift up. Let's repeat. Lower and rotate around the thoracic spine as you look back over the shoulder and then lift. Nice work. Last set. Open arm twist, get as much of a rotation as you can. Twist to the opposite side, back to center, and lift. Nicely done. Let's just take a moment here to circle the arms. Again, continuing to open in the chest and mobilize those shoulders for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing. Hands come to the hips. Feet are about hip distance apart or a little bit wider, shoulder distance apart if that's more comfortable for you. And we're going to start circling the hips. Bending into those knees, sending the hips out to the side, to the front, to the opposite side and back. Mobilizing the hip joint here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's change directions. Really pushing those hips out in all different directions as you circle around. Feels really good. Keep those shoulders relaxed as you do so. For 2. And let's go 1 more. Circle down, around, and back to center. Nicely done. Now take that stance nice and wide again. Toes are turned out. We're going to lower and extend the arm. Lift and lower, extend the arm opposite sides. Good. Reaching and stretching as we bend from side to side. Inhale and exhale. Really lengthen through the side body. Nicely done. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 more each side and back to center. Now I'm going to take a side view So that you can see what the standing cat-cow looks like. We're going to stand with our feet hip distance apart. Navel is plugged in, elbows come nice and wide out to the side of the head. Fingers are interlaced behind the head. We're going to inhale, curve down, bringing the chin to the chest, and then exhale, open up through the elbows and the chest, extending the spine, gaze comes up. Inhale, curl forward. Exhale, open those elbows nice and wide and stretch the spine. Inhale, scoop belly in, and exhale, open those elbows nice and wide. Inhale, and exhale, articulating the spine as you curve forward and extending as you open. For 3, 2, and final 1, curl it in and open nice and wide, and then bring the spine back to neutral. Amazing work. We're going to get into the upper body portion of this workout. As said, if you want to hold on to hand weights for this, great. If not, we're just going to use body weight resistance only to get a great burn in. So we're going to bring the arms out by the sides, bend at the elbows, creating cactus arms, creating right angles with those elbows or goal posts. And then we're going to bring the forearms and the elbows and palms together. So we're inhaling to open and exhale to close, keeping the upper arms at shoulder height. Inhale, open, stretching and opening through the chest, and exhale, squeeze those chest muscles together as you press the forearms and the palms and the elbows together. Good. Inhale to open, exhale to close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Add that core engagement if you haven't already. Really draw your navel in as those elbows close together. Good. Starting to give it a lot more energy. So opening, contracting the upper back muscles, and then pressing those forearms together. Nice. Keep the neck long here. Try not to let the shoulders come up by the ears. Good. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Keep those arms elevated. I can already feel the burn. It's crazy what you can do with the body weight resistance only. Sometimes you don't need a lot of equipment to get in a great burn and sculpt. Good. Let's go. 3, 2, press those arms together, and last 1. Amazing. Now we're going to extend the arms out to the side. Palms are facing down. Arms are long. We're going to pulse. So lifting and lowering those arms, pushing the air down toward the floor with every pulse. Give it a lot of energy here. Keep those arms straight and strong, contracting the muscles in the back and the arms as you pump. Good. Nice long neck. Engaged core. Pulsing those arms up and down. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now we're going to turn the palms so they're facing up toward the ceiling, finding length in the arms and then pulsing those hands up. Good. Focusing on keeping the arms straight. You don't want to be sort of limp through those wrists. Good. Keeping everything really aligned and well supported. Keep pulsing. Really focus on contracting those muscles as you do so, pushing air up toward the ceiling with those palms. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This would be really burning with ankle weights. And 1. Amazing work. Whew. Okay, now I'm going to take the arms back out to the sides, Palms are facing down this time, and we're gonna cross one arm over the other. As you do so, I want you to really contract those chest muscles together. Open and switch the crossing. Opposite arm on top and open. Ooh, arms on fire. I can feel it in those shoulders as well. So we're, again, moving with purpose and control. So we're really contracting, holding, and then separating the arms, taking them out to the sides nice and long. Always thinking about those shoulders in relation to the ears. We don't want them sort of creeping up by the ears. We want that neck nice and long. Good. Chin is parallel with the floor. Squeeze those chest muscles and open wide. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Lower down. Roll out your shoulders for a second. And then we're going to bring the arms back up. This time we're going to cross the arms in front of the face. So the arms are still at shoulder height here, the upper arms. We're crossing, making long fingers. If you're holding on to weights, you'll have fists here. We're going to cross one arm in front of the other and just pulse. So we're pulsing those fingertips up toward the ceiling. You should feel this in the arms and the shoulders and into the chest as well. Good. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you know this burns, but keep those arms elevated. Switch the crossing of your arms and pulse. Little pulses up toward the ceiling. Strengthening those arms in a nice low impact way. Amazing work. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold, and then lower down. Nicely done. Now I'm going to turn to the side. You can stay facing forward if you'd like. I'm going to hinge forward from the hip, so creating a nice flat back. Imagine you could place a board on your back. You're not dropping the chin here. You want the gaze just up and ahead so the neck is in line with the spine. Take a moment here to really plug your navel in. We're going to take the arms overhead. Palms are facing down. We're inhaling here and we're exhaling to pull the elbows back and then straighten the arms, contracting the backs of the arms as you do so. Bend, extend, lengthening through the spine. Bend, elbows in, contract upper back muscles, then extend the arms, squeezing those triceps. Good. Bend, extend, repeat. Really engage that core. Keep the spine nice and long. Try not to arch in the spine. Pull those elbows down, straighten the arms, bend and extend. Good. Finding length up through the crown of the head and out through the tailbone as you work those upper back muscles and work the triceps. Good. Now, as you straighten those arms, I want you to really kind of squeeze the upper back muscles and the upper arms together. Nice. Don't forget to keep those knees bent. We don't want to lock out the knees from this position. Nice. Keep it up. We've got 3 and 2. Keep lengthening out through the crown of the head. And last 1. Now we're going to turn the palms so they're facing in toward each other. Find length through those arms, length through the spine, belly's plugged in, and we're going to pump the palms together. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Now we're going to draw circles with those arms. So we're circling inward. 4, 5, 6. Squeeze the arms. And 10. Now we're going to reverse direction, circling the arms out and in. Good. Keep lengthening through those fingers. Don't let the head drop. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Good. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Draw the arms close together and pump. 20 pulses to finish off. 8, 9, 10, last 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze and lengthen through those arms. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Nicely done. Let's just take a moment here to roll out those shoulders, releasing tension in the upper body for 3, and 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now we'll make our way down to the mat. So use your hands to help you bring yourself down into a seated position. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Feet are hip distance apart, stacking the vertebra one on top of the other. You want your shoulders down away from your ears and your gaze straight ahead. We're going to release the hands out in front, palms are facing in. We'll inhale here, and we'll exhale to curve back, bringing the spine into the shape of a C, keeping the feet in contact with the floor. And inhale to lift. Exhale, roll back, engage the core, hold, and then inhale, roll back up, restacking the vertebra. Good, so you're rolling back, engaging the core, tucking the tailbone, and then drawing your belly button in towards your spine to lift. Amazing. Now challenge yourself by going back a little bit further now if you can. If not, if you're losing the ability to contract that core, then don't go back quite as far. Good. We've got 3, and 2, and final 1, and lift it up. Nicely done. Now we're going to add a little bit of a leg movement to our C curve. So we're going to stretch the legs out, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to lean back into the shape of a C, and as we lift, we're going to slide one heel in and engage the core. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, opposite heel slides in as we lift. Inhale, belly to spine as we lift and exhale, keeping those arms at shoulder height, alternating heels sliding in toward the body. Good. Inhale and exhale. Really working those upper and lower abs here. We've got 4, 3, nice control, 2, and final 1 each side. Lift and lower and lift, and we're going to stay up. Amazing. Now we're going to go with sliding both heels in at the same time. If that gets to be too much, I want you to go back to alternating from side to side. So it looks like this. We're back, and then we're sliding, not bringing my mat with me, oops, the heels in. So we're bringing it back and then sliding it in. Bringing it back and pulling belly to spine as those heels come in. Nice work. Now, when I practiced this, I wasn't as sweaty. I could actually use a pair of socks to help with the sliding, but just focusing on really contracting the belly button in toward the spine as you draw those heels in. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, woo, core is working hard, and final 1, amazing work. Now from here, we're going to lower down onto the back, 1 vertebra at a time, resting head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to go into some rollovers here. So we're taking the hands overhead, palms facing up toward the ceiling. We're going to inhale And exhale to fold over the lower body. If it's too much coming all the way down to the mat, you're gonna come back to that C curve, lift up, fold over, and then return to that C curve. Otherwise, you're coming all the way up from the floor. So we're lifting, reaching, folding, and stretching. Switching on those lower abs as we lower down to the mat. Lift up, reach, fold and stretch, and engage the core as you lower down. Amazing. Moving with control, working those lower abs as you lower one vertebra at a time, working those upper abs as you come up with control. Now, we're going to add a leg extension onto this. If that's too much, you're gonna stick with these regular rollovers as we've been doing them. But if you're adding the extension, it looks like this. We're rolling up, over, stretch. Now, as we come down, we're bringing the knees in and stretching the legs up toward the ceiling, lowering the right leg, lowering the left leg, and repeating. So we're folding over. As we're coming down, we're bringing the knees in, arms overhead, feet up toward the ceiling, lower, lower, and lift, and fold over, reaching and stretching. Nicely done. 1, 2 with control. Lift, fold, and stretch. Last 2 sets. Nice full extension of the legs. Lower with control. And fold back over. Last set. Bring it in. Stretch. And reach up and fold over. You can take a hold of your calves or your ankles or your feet and just hold in this deep back body stretch for a couple of breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to get into those obliques a little bit more. So I'd like you to roll down with control. We're going to interlace our hands behind our head. Elbows are nice and wide. From this position, both legs are stretched out long. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bring the right knee in and then extend the leg out long as we rest head, neck, and shoulders down. Bring the right knee in, left elbow comes toward right knee, and then extend. Now my opposite leg, my left leg, is switched on. I've got my heel pressing down into the floor. I've got the thighs engaged, the thigh engaged so that I'm not rocking or pulling over to one side. I'm creating a really nice stable base so that I can get deep into those obliques on the right side. Good. Nice and slow. Keeping those elbows wide, really drawing the navel in and tightening through that waistline as you bring the elbow toward the knee. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to come up and hold. We're holding in this side crunch position. Level 1, you're bringing the knee out and in, out and in. If you want to step it up, we're extending the leg, lowering, bending, and extending. Good. We've got 6 of these in total. So either bending and extending or doing this lift with the leg. Good. And last one. Amazing work. Now switching sides. Really anchoring through that right side, pressing right heel down into the mat, switching on right thigh, and crossing over and extending the left leg. Crossing over, tightening in the waistline and extending. Good. Picking that right shoulder blade right up off the floor, bringing that right elbow to meet left knee to get that oblique really working. We've got 4 and 3. Great work. For 2 and final 1. We're either bending and extending, or we're lifting, lowering, bending, and lifting. Good. Holding in that side crunch. I know these are tough, but stick with it. We've got 3. Nice work. For 2, lift and lower. Last 1, lift and lower down. Nicely done. Let's bring the knees in toward the chest. Take a moment here to stretch out the lower back, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now I'd like you to squeeze your legs together. Final ab exercise here. We're going into an extension with the arms and the legs. You can keep your head, neck, and shoulders down or peel up into a crunch. I'm going to start off with head, neck, and shoulders down. We're going to extend the legs and the arms out in opposite directions. Inhale, and exhale, pull the navel tightly in toward the spine as you bring the limbs back in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. I'm going to peel up into my crunch now. Resting the head on top of the shoulders. Extend and bend. Hugging knees in for 3, 2, and on our last one, we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to do 2 more holds like that. Ready? Coming out. 5, 4, 3, 2, reach, and 1. Bring it in, belly to spine. Last one, we're coming out and holding. Lengthen for 5, 4, 3, abs in, 2, and 1, and bring it in. Amazing work. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can rock from side to side on your mat and just massage your lower back on the floor. Nicely done. Return to center. Stretch your legs out long. Roll over onto your stomach. And I'm going to place my forearms down on the mat and just gently lift and open through the chest and focus on lengthening through the abdominal wall to stretch out those abs. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Again, finding as much length through the abdominals as possible as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing. Now we're going to start focusing on those glutes and thighs. Again, we're doing these exercises in a way that isn't going to strain the wrists. So we're not coming into an all fours position on the palms. We're keeping the forearms down on the floor. You can either have your forearms parallel like so, fingers are spread, or if it feels comfortable for you, you can interlace your fingers. Whichever position you're in, make sure that you've got your elbows below your shoulders. And we want to check the position of the spine here. We don't want any arching, and if you do have arching, just gently tuck your tailbone. Knees are below your hips, spine is nice and long, shoulders down away from the ears. Extend the right leg out long, bend the knee in, tapping it down to the mat, and extend, lifting and lengthening through pointed toes. Tap and extend, squeeze the glutes. Tap and extend, amazing. Tap and lengthen, squeezing the thighs, engaging the glutes on that right side. Move slowly here and really focus on glute and thigh engagement as you fully extend the leg. Good. Keeping the hips square with the mat. Good. Pressing out through those toes, lengthening out through those toes as you kick the leg back behind you. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. Nicely done. Now, keeping the navel plugged in, we're going to tap the toes down to the mat And then lift, pulse, pulse, and lower. Lift, pulse, pulse, and lower. So I really want you to pull your belly button to your spine as you pulse that leg up so that you're not overarching in the lower back. Good. Nicely done. Squeeze those glutes as you lift the leg, getting that area just under the bum, getting those glutes. Hamstrings are working hard here too. Good. And lower. Lift, lift, and lower. 5 more sets. I know these burn. Wow, already. First 2 exercises. Good job. Doing really good things for your body. Strengthening those glutes and thighs. And last one. Lift, lift, and lower. Now we're going to take that top leg and we're going to cross it over the lower leg, or the bent leg rather. And from here, we're going to lift and lower. We're going to keep that leg on that diagonal. Lift and lower. So you should really feel this into the glutes here, as well as into the inner thigh area. Keeping that leg out on a diagonal, keeping the core engaged. Good, 10 more to go. We've got 10. Ooh, this burns. 9, you're doing so well. 8, squeeze the bum. 7, lift a bit higher. 6, 5, 4, slow and controlled. For 2, and final 1. Nicely done. Now from here, I'd like you to bring your knees nice and wide down on the mat and push back into a very well-deserved child's pose. Stretching into the hips, lengthening through the spine for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now we're going to do the other side. So come down onto those forearms. Either the forearms are parallel or you have your fingers interlaced. We're going to extend out long through that left leg. Plug the navel in, tap the knee down, and extend the leg out. Tap, extend, tap, extend. Good. Nice work. We've got 10. And 9, push out through that big toe. Good, last 5, stick with it. 4, plug navel in. 3, lengthen. 2, and 1. Nice. Now if your shoulders are starting to creep up by your ears, lengthen through the neck. Roll those shoulders away from your ears. Tap the big toe down to the mat and double pulse. Lower and pulse, pulse up. Lower and lift, lift. Now as you lift, I want you to really engage your core. Squeeze the gluteus maximus. Good, and keep that leg nice and straight. Shoulders relax, neck is long. Good, last 5. And 4, lift that leg a bit higher. Last 3, and 2, and final 1. Nicely done. Now we're gonna cross that top leg over the bent leg, finding that diagonal, and lifting and lowering. Lengthen through the spine. Breathe into those glutes and inner thighs. Good. And lift and point. We've got 10, 9, 8, lift a bit higher. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep breathing. 2, nice long spine, and 1, amazing work. Take those knees nice and wide again and sink back. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's start to cool it down. Lengthening through the spine with every breath. Good. Breathing in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage, and slowly breathing out through the mouth. Amazing. Now from here, we're going to bring ourselves up to a seated position, and we're going to roll ourselves down to the mat. Getting into position for a glute stretch. So I'd like you to cross your right leg over your left leg. You can either just bring the legs up like so to feel the stretch, or if you want to deepen the stretch, you can interlace your fingers, take them around the back of your left thigh and hug that left knee in. Feeling the stretch into those right glutes, pressing the low back down onto the mat. Breathing deeply here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax those shoulders, soften through the face. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the stretch. Cross your left leg over your right. You can either just bring it in like so to feel the stretch, or you can take your hands behind the thigh. Hugging that knee in close. Connecting the tailbone with the mat. Breathing deeply. For 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands behind your thighs. Roll yourself up to a seated position. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and move into a butterfly stretch. So we just worked our inner thighs, so it's a great idea to stretch them out. I'd like you to gently draw your knees down toward the mat. You can either just hold on to your feet and hinge forward, or you might choose to apply a little bit of pressure to the knees just to draw them a little bit closer down toward the floor, deepening the stretch, opening up in the hips. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your legs. We're going to take the right arm across the chest and just stretch out the right shoulder. So you can hold on to it like this, or you can pull it across and bend at the elbow. Whatever feels more comfortable for your wrists when you're holding onto the back of the arm there. Just feeling the stretch into the shoulder. Drawing those shoulder blades apart. Sitting up nice and tall for 3, 2, and 1. Release.